Welcome to the 2022 Economic Preparation Channel. I'm your host, Tony. Thank you for joining me on this day after the midterm election, November 9th, 2022. Just want to briefly come on and talk about two positive, encouraging things that we saw today in the media. That payrolls have increased, jobs increased by 261,000 in October, hiring, and also want to talk about affordable housing and the housing crunch as people are more looking at different housing options as well. Now, the Dow Jones, before we get into it, Dow Jones did close down 646 points today, but this is more of an anticipation of later on. There's still an anticipation that the Federal Reserve Bank is going to ease their rate hikes coming into 2023. That remains to be seen. I don't want to say anything about that yet. We're getting into that later on in the week and into next week. But today, we have the payroll surged by 261,000 in October, better than hiring, as hiring remains strong. Okay, so now jobs creation is on the rise now. As you can see, unemployment rate ticked higher to 3.7%. That's the official numbers. We know the unofficial numbers are double that, around 8 or 9% or 10% even among all Americans. But the official numbers ticked higher to 3.7%. Big job gainers were led by industry in healthcare, professional and technical services, and leisure and hospitality. Now, I'm not a financial planner, but healthcare and professional and technical services, most of those services are recession proof, so that's good news. Leisure and hospitality, not so much, because that depends on prices and how much leftover disposable income Americans have after paying bills and taking care of family responsibilities. But the good news is that hourly earnings rate rose 0.4% for the month of October, and that's up from a year ago. So that's good. Job growth, we've been averaging 250,000 jobs for the last 4 to 5 months. The highest was back in February 22. As you can see, we've had 714,000 jobs created. But you have to remember, during the pandemic, everything was shut down, so we didn't need as many workers. A lot of workers were furloughed. A lot of workers are working from home, etc. Now that the economy is, I guess, sort of coming back online, haven't been in a normal economy since 2008, but now that the economy is coming back online, we see there's more of a chance for these things to happen. So that's good news. Another good news: voters approved more money for affordable housing around the country. This is according to NPR.org. You know, the higher mortgage rates have curbed home prices, as you know, but builders have to continue to build. The roofers, the framers, the concrete workers, the electricians, the plumbers, the realtors, you know, all of the housing market has to continue to go on. Even though the share of first-time buyers has fell to a historic low, according to the National Association of Realtors, voters did approve more money for home affordable housing. And so what you're going to see now is that in Kansas City, cities like Kansas City, Missouri, rents are as low as $550 to $750 per month. That is really good. That's really good. Austin, Texas, Palm Beach County, some other these markets, they're saying that they're putting voters were still being counted on a so-called mansion tax in LA, which would impose a 4% or higher tax on property sales of more than $5 million. So basically, these are the big time earners in California and Malibu and these areas, these Newport Beach and Orange County. They're going to impose a 4% higher tax on property sales of more than $5 million to help pay for this affordable housing. City officials say it could raise $600 million to $1.1 billion a year, according to LAlist.com. So opponents warned, though, it could drive up rents and deter developers, and neither candidates for the mayor supported it. Well, affordable housing is going to be the next crisis, as you can see. They're also going into the housing and credit crisis as we go into 2023, 2024, 2025. But the good news is that at least they're still trying to pass bills and policies to help with the affordable housing. The bad news is that we're in a catch-22. You know, that rents, as people leave housing, high mortgages, payments, they go into more affordable, rental situations, a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, and with a garage where they can afford that. You know, retirees, senior students, executives who move around a lot, they downsize. That's going to push up the rent. At the same time, housing prices are going to come down, but not as fast. Depreciation is not going to happen as fast as a lot anticipated. So a 10K, 20K, 30K price cut is not going to be the same as a 100K price cut or depreciation that will happen if the market actually, crashed. And so because of that, we're in a catch-22 where housing prices remain high because of the higher mortgage rates, which 8%, 7 or 8% mortgage rate on the 250K house amortizing out. You're looking at a $2,300, $2,400 a month payment before you get into interest, taxes, and all that kind of stuff. So you know the deal. So this is what's going to happen with this situation. But the good news is affordable housing will never go out of style, and it's a great investment opportunity for some, and it's also a great buffer for this high inflation, because it's considered an asset. Your house is considered an hyperinflation asset, if you will, to help with the bubble, to help mitigate the damages of the bubble. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to come up with some good news today. Please be encouraged. God bless. I'll continue to prepare as best you can. We have time. That's the good news. We have some time, and we're grateful that, it hadn't collapsed completely. We have some time to get things right with each other, get things right with God, our Maker, and get things, help prepare and shore up the things that we do have on this earth, because we all have 24 hours in this day. It's time. That's our greatest currency, whether we're rich or poor, black or white. We have time on our side to prepare for what's going to come, and to plan, to strategize. Each one has to strategize. So get to strategizing today with your family, your friends, your cohorts, your chums, your loved ones. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you very soon. Take care.